When you look at their numbers, nothing is very impressive. Nothing jumps out. How have they put together 18 wins?
Well, they've been very successful because they changed a little bit. The personnel can beat you a little bit more off the dribble. They had a favorable schedule. That's only important if you can take advantage of it. Wisconsin was able to do that.
And when they played top caliber competition, they more than held their own. Big Ten Coach of the Year in his first year. Bo Ryan 5-2 against top 25 opponents, although 1-2 against Iowa in his career. He started the same 5 every game, and why change now? Penny, first team All Big Ten. Harris, one of the top freshmen in the country. Davis, experience at point guard. Mater at center, and Wills, another senior at forward. Steve Alford in his third year with Iowa. Won this tournament by sweeping 4 games in 4 days last year. Yesterday, for the first time in months, looked like the team that won this tournament a year ago, with Recker coming through with 25 points. Leslie and Pierce, the other starting guards. Reggie Evans yesterday, 19 points, a career high, equaling 18 rebounds. And that also tied the tournament record he set a year ago. Sonderleiter gets another start at center. Boy, but it was a very welcome sight for Hawkeye fans that have suffered through a frustrating stretch after a 12-3 start. Team in the top 10 tumbled all the way out of the rankings by losing 11-15. Yesterday, seemingly from nowhere, they remembered how they played a year ago. Hartzell, McDonald, and Rhoda Heffer are the officials, and we're underway in the second quarterfinal of the Big Ten tournament, and Kirk Penny controls for the Badgers and drives right in.
You got to understand with Kirk Penny, he is just a junior, but very experienced. Was on the New Zealand Olympic team. So he's had a lot of basketball experience, even though he is just a junior. Took advantage of the stop and go on that play.
This is Pierre Pierce, freshman point guard out of Westmont, Illinois. Inside, they feed Evans. And a wrestling match for the loose ball ends up in the hands of Devin Harris, who has to call timeout to make sure Iowa didn't steal it back.
You know, I think Coach Bo is trying to figure out exactly what happened on that. But watch Kirk Penny. He sets up right there. Pierce falls for it. Before Sonderleiter can get there, Kirk Penny got to the hoop. The other thing you have to remember as you take a look at the season recap of Iowa is that Luke Recker really starting to show up. So I'm interested to see how Recker and Penny balance it off. The two teams split during the course of the regular season, winning at home.
Look at that bottom line. Before that game, we asked Steve Alford what about Wisconsin jumped out at him. And he had kind of an odd answer. I've never heard another coach talk about the thing that worried him most being the fact that Wisconsin does not foul very much on defense, and they make you foul so often. And it turned out he was a prophet, because that really is what cost him that game in Madison, the free throw difference.
Well, I'll tell you what, that is also a premise that I know at least Mike Krzyzewski tries to talk about at Duke, to make sure that you force them to foul and don't foul, play without fouling.
Mater, a nice job saving the offensive rebound. Delayed drive by Penning. Outside for a Charlie Wills three-pointer.
Well, Wills can knock down shots, but how about Penny patient enough to set it up? That's what Iowa's going to have to deal with. This is a lot more patient team that they played in Michigan yesterday.
Iowa down 5-0. Luke Recker, 9 of 10 from the field yesterday. Evans has had a crowd around him both touches.
Well, I think the defense, and this is one that should be, make somebody else beat you other than Evans.
Air ball out of bounds by Leslie.
Take a look here. Penny goes to the drive. 3 Hawkeyes around him. Charlie Wills wide open. Makes him pay.
27-3 the year for Wills. Sonderleiter comes up with the steal for Iowa.
Oh, this has got to be Wisconsin's ball.
Pierre Pierce hounded into the turnover in the backcourt by Devin Harris. Harris, one of 6 Wisconsin freshmen, led the Big Ten in minutes played by a freshman. Started every game, and their second leading scorer.
And plays with a lot of confidence, too, guys. A lot of confidence.
He'll try a three-pointer. Look at that arm. He pops it right through.
Is that enough confidence?
Yep.
Just like he belongs on the floor.
Freshman going on senior. 8-0 start for the Badgers.
And Harris he's got the defensive assignment of Luke Recker.
Sonderleiter guarded by Wills. Into the corner, Recker, who missed only once yesterday. Comes up short with his first try today. It's a well-rested Badger team. They've played only once in the last 17 days. That's out of bounds, and it still belongs to Wisconsin. Steve Alford saw his team shoot 57% against the Boilermakers yesterday. Out-rebound Purdue 41-28. Outscore them in the paint 44-20. 18-8. Second chance points. Just about any way you can analyze it. They dominated. They're right now being dominated in the first 3 minutes of this one. And a foul on Kirk Pettig, first of the game.
And when you're new in a situation, sometimes you're a little timid. But if you just know you can do it, then you just go out and do that. And that's what Devin Harris does. He shoots a teardrop from the three-point line. Very confident.
At last meeting, he had 20 points. He hit 4 threes. On the line, Chauncey Leslie, junior college transfer out of Indian Hills, JC in Rochester, New York. And the Hawkeyes finally on the board.
Show a little token pressure.
For their first 3 from the field. Harris and Wills each have 3s. And he started the game with a driving layup for the Badgers. Straight on 3, barely hitting Iron Penny.
Yeah, he didn't get himself set, but he got open, got a really good look. If Wisconsin has got Evans out making him a passer, they've done what they wanted to do. Evans has got to get on the block. Luke Recker's got to get open.
Leslie started in, now Recker. Guarded by the freshman Harris. Pierce unable to take advantage of his height advantage against the 5'10 Davis. Davis 5'10 listed, maybe 5'7, 5'8.
I would say at best he's 5'7. I mean, but he is a muscular build.
Tried to go backdoor to Penning and off him out of bounds. Badgers close with a 6-game winning streak. And Iowa was the second victim in that streak. The last time they closed with 6 straight wins, they won the national championship. 1941, they closed, in fact, with a 12-game winning streak that year. That was only the 3rd year the NCAA crowned the national basketball team. Knocked off Washington State. Sonderleiter pulls up, gets his own rebound, easy follow.
Well, Sonderleiter's coming to play a little bit like he did yesterday, except the first play he made was a drive to the basket. He's going to have to be effective because with Bader's size, Evans is going to have a tough job getting over to the top.
Again, they try to get Penny down low, guarded by Recker. Outside, three-pointer, missed by Davis. And here come the Hawkeyes, Pierre Pierce. All alone is Recker, missed the 3, and already he's missed more than he did all yesterday.
He's got to stay confident, though. He's got to take that shot, or he really takes the wind out of the sails of his teammates. But, boy, that's a wide-open look. That's something Wisconsin can't give up.
6'11" sophomore Dave Nader out of Appleton. Wills, one of 2 seniors. Davis is the other. 8 to shoot. Nader knocked away, goes right to Wills, doesn't see the shot clock go, and just in time he hoists one up, an air ball. Shot clock violation.
He didn't see the clock until you basically mentioned it. You didn't mention it to him, but it was not in time to get the Wisconsin to get the ball up. Solid defense by Iowa.
Championship Week continues today on ESPN and ESPN2. A lot of companies put out promotional calendars. Great idea for 7-Up. But instead of models, I decided to use the 7-Up truck drivers. Not that good. Genius. Sexy, kind of.
What would you do with the Pontiac Grand Am?
Oh, yeah!
We're going to drive as fast as we can to San Francisco.
We're doing big things with the Pontiac Grand Am. Big things, baby. 3-car park, next 3. That's 6. How do we get to 3-car? Vegas!
This is like living a dream, baby.
Yeah! Welcome to Vegas, baby. We on the strip, baby.
On the strip.
Oh, yeah!
Girls gone wild at the Bellagio.
Yes.
So what would you do with the Pontiac Grand Am? How you doing? Tell us at Pontiac.com.
I do all her copying, faxing, and printing, and she barely says hi. Jim takes my copies to her desk, and now they're sushi buddies. Oh, super.
Toshiba copiers make you look good. Yeah.
Howard, don't miss the big wireless sale at Radio Shack.
I swear I heard Terry.
Yes, Howie, you clearly heard Terry. Now get a clear digital Sprint PCS phone by Samsung. The N200 is just $99.99 after a $50 Sprint PCS mail-in rebate. Then, save another $50 only at Radio Shack. Get 4,000 clear wireless minutes for only $39.99 a month.
I just love it when I get into his head. Howie!
The Sprint store at Radio Shack.
Now, he's got a long day. He's got 2 more games before his Fighting Illini will take the court against Minnesota. Yesterday, Iowa 87-72 over Purdue. Recker inside and out, 9 out of 10. Evans tied the tournament record and his career best, 18 rebounds. And those 2 seniors played the game they've been searching for literally for months.
Yeah, they just wore Purdue out on both sides. I mean, Evans was just on the glass tremendously at 18. Luke Recker knocking down shots, missing just 1 field goal.
Recker tries an alley-oop.
How about this? It was 5-5 to Von Davis, and he gets a held ball.
Now he's 5'5". He's losing height every minute.
Y'all have him at 5 feet in the second. Give me a second. I'll get him somewhere in there. He'll be. But he did a great job because the lob was there, and he closed on it so quickly.
So the tie goes to Iowa, and the traveling violation goes to Evans. Have a look at the lob.
Pierce at about 6'2", 5'5". You see right there, Davis comes down with it simultaneously. That's why it's a held ball.
Mike Wilkinson, redshirt freshman, Blue Mound, Wisconsin, off the bench. Not a terribly deep bench for Bo Ryan. He may only play 7 all day. Into the paint goes Ravon Davis. Rebound foul, Wisconsin.
That time, I think Evans was able to get in position to take a charge against Davis. Take a look. We see Evans is there, clearly set. Not a nudge, not enough anyway. Foul call against Davis.
Here, Pierce.
In an effort to get somebody on the post, Iowa's brought in Worley to try to get Evans and Worley to go high-low.
Really played very well yesterday. Offensive foul on Chauncey Leslie.
Davis takes the charge.
His first. And Iowa's first. Stuck on 8-3 is Brody Boyd. Comes in for the first time.
Maybe he'll open it up with his tremendous shooting.
He is capable. Better than 42% on his 3-pointers this year. It's been 2 minutes since anybody scored. So 8-3 Badgers. 4 minutes since the last point. Evans pulls that one down. Pierce driving on Kirk Penny, rebound, easy putback. Worley.
Body's going everywhere. Worley got his hands on it. They want to see him get active because I think that's what they've got to do. Because when the Hawkeyes are very effective, is when, like most teams, they can go inside out. If they don't, then that takes away from Luke Recker's effectiveness.
Recker getting into the passing lane. Steals that one from Davis. And the bounce to end the fast break with a Brody Boyd miss.
How about that? Recker could have gone to the basket because he's only got Ravon Davis there. Davis get out there.
Setting up Kirk Penny with a 3.
Yeah, Kirk Penny can flat out shoot 3s.
Although not very well against Iowa this year. 1 out of 8 for Petty, threes in the first 2 games. 57th three-pointer of the year. Right there, breaks 5 minutes and 10 seconds. Their drought to clean baskets. 11-5 Badgers. Worley cut off by Wills. Up high it goes to Evans. And the smallest man on the floor comes away with it. Davis.
He averages about 4 rebounds a game. He can get to his glass now.
He's only got 3. Somehow.
You like the fact that he'll stick his nose in there. Oh, nice move.
Wilkinson
didn't finish it.
Blocked by Evans. And Recker, first man up the floor. Draws a blocking foul on Freddie Owens, 6'2" sophomore from Milwaukee, into the first time. Well, Trevon Davis has not scored, but he's dominating the glass at 5'2", or whatever he is. 11-5 Wisconsin.
Sean Bryan.
That's that sexy man I met the other night.
You want me to get it?
No, let the machine pick it up. I don't want him to know I'm home on a Friday night.
Hey, yo, Donna, it's Sean. Remember me? I'm at this crazy club right now. There's a lot of cute hotties, but I'm just thinking of you, girl.
Uh-huh. I know.
I'll call you tomorrow.
I wonder how many of them are ready for the day when they head home for retirement. If they're TD Waterhouse customers, chances are they're prepared. Because TD Waterhouse has an online retirement planner along with retirement specialists at all their branches. It's time you checked in at TD Waterhouse before you head home for work and close shop for good.
Open an IRA and get a 1-year subscription to Money Magazine. TD Waterhouse, you're in control.
What would you do with the Pontiac Grand Prix?
I'm out, man. Let's go.
I'm out to see the world. San Francisco, here we go.
Are we having fun yet? It doesn't take much to have fun, does it?
It's like riding on a surfboard.
You're gonna have to call me Dixie if I wear this.
All right, Dixie.
I can smell the salt water from here. Give us a swell, baby. So what would you do with the Pontiac Grand Prix? Tell us at Pontiac.com.
There's some good surf out there.
Championship week presented by 7-Up. Quarterfinal number 2 of the Big Ten tournament. Indianapolis. Top-seeded Wisconsin, 9th-seeded Iowa. An 11-5 lead early for the Badgers, who have held the Hawkeyes to 2 out of 11 shooting. Indiana eliminated Michigan State in our first quarterfinal today. Ohio State and Michigan, Illinois and Minnesota in the nighttime session here at Conseco Fieldhouse. Jammed for the Indiana game, and most folks have stuck around for this one. Indiana will play the winner of this game tomorrow in the semis.
And if Iowa doesn't get involved in the game pretty quickly, they'll eliminate themselves. They just turn that one over on an out-of-bounds play with no real pressure.
And whatever carryover adrenaline they might have had from yesterday has not been any kind of factor. Wills on the reverse, up 8.
I tell you what the difference is. Looking at this game and picturing yesterday's game, you can see if Iowa makes a mistake, Wisconsin reads it and can take advantage of it. They not only see where the opportunity is, but they seize it.
Foul on Wilkinson, his first, the Owens pass a moment ago.
Well, watch Owens. There's a double team with Worley. When somebody's open, Wills goes to the other side. Worley tries to come back and gets the block, can't get there in time.
Ryan Hogan in for the first time for the Hawkeyes. He led the Big Ten in three-point percentage over the course of the entire season at 50%. And Evans turns inside, gets his first bucket.
Wilkinson gambles for the steal, and if you don't get it, a man that close can get the layup.
The season where Wisconsin ended streaks that have gone back over half a century, traveling on third pennant.
Number 23 for Iowa.
Watch Evans. Now watch Wilkinson. See, he comes over the high side, and once you do that, you left the baseline exposed, giving Reggie Evans a chance to take advantage of it.
First title in 55 years, 11 wins in conference play for only the second time since the national title of 1941. Glen Worley, 4 off the bench yesterday in just 13 minutes, had 9 points, 5 rebounds. And like Recker, like Evans, found what he's been looking for, really a level he has not achieved since the tournament last year. Three-pointer, Penny, his second.
You can see Penny has the green light. They trust there'll be good results if he touches the ball.
When he's off the bus, the light is on.
The light is on.
And it's never red. In and out by Boyd. Touch last.
No, that's got to go to Iowa. I mean, against Iowa. Because it went off Worley. Kirk Penny. Get to him fast. Know where he is. Because he has range and confidence. Three-pointer wide open. He takes advantage.
4 out of 6 threes for the Badgers. Penny taking his first rest. The only returning starter from last year. Bo Ryan had to completely reconstruct the roster. They have only 8 scholarship players on this team, and that counts in a three-point opportunity for Wilkinson.
Let me tell you, for a guy 6'8", this is a pretty good move, college move. He catches the ball and makes the decision. Watch him on the baseline. Gets Worley out of position, goes up, and is moving away. That's why the foul is called, I believe, against Hogan, because Hogan is moving into him and able to pull up and get it down.
Mike Wilkinson, second leading freshman rebounder in the Big Ten. No three-point play. 18-9, Badgers by 9. Eight scholarship players. 5 had never played more than 13 minutes in a game before this year. And from that bare cupboard, Ryan has put together the top seed in the tournament because he's done it before, winning as coach in Division III history at Wisconsin Platteville. 4 national titles in his 15 years there.
No, he's done an outstanding job wherever he's been.
In the 90s, won 91% of his games. That's the top percentage in all divisions of college basketball. 2 on the shot clock as Worley drives into contact. And draws another foul on Wilkinson. His second. The ACC, meanwhile, Maryland has knocked off Florida State. So NC State next against Virginia, and then the doubleheader tonight, Duke, North Carolina, Wake Forest, Georgia Tech, all from Charlotte in the quarterfinals. One more coming for Worley as Wills comes in after Wilkinson's second.
Yeah, and Wilkinson was giving them some good things, and I think Bo Ryan thought he had good position. Call made against him. Worley misses the second of 2.
Back in comes Davis. In the traffic and out of bounds.
Mader lost what should have been an easy basket off the penetration from Davis.
7th Badger turnover. Iowa just 4 for 14 shooting. 7 of 13 by Wisconsin. Leslie back in. Lewis Henderson. For the first time it is called an offensive foul.
High elbow is what caused it. Lewis Henderson, who had played pretty good for him early, watch the elbow on the inside. High. You can't turn like that without regard for the defender. Dewes Henderson gets called for that offensive foul.
3rd Iowa team foul. So far, they've not allowed the foul disparity to become a factor. They forced actually 4 against Wisconsin. Pull-up jumper, Owens. Jared Reiner in for the first time. There for the rebound, and here comes Leslie. All the way into a block by Wills. Iowa ball out of bounds. They also have over-the-back foul by Wills. No, they'll just say he touched it last.
No, he touched it last. The officials were taking a quick look to make sure Mader was all right, because he went down and got up slowly.
Back in Luke Recker. Still looking for his first point. Faking three, finally taking it. It's a 2 for Worley. Just barely had a toe on that line. He has 6 and leads the Hawkeyes score.
He's been the savior.
He has.
He's not scoring. They have nowhere to go.
And under 8 minutes, Worley called for the foul. Steve Alford trailing by 7. We come back. We'll look back at their most memorable meeting ever, Alford and Ryan.
On Friday, March 15th, 64 teams will try to prove why only they should be called champions. The NCAA Women's Basketball Championship. Coverage begins Friday, March 15th on ESPN and ESPN2.
If he throws an elbow, you hit him in the mouth!
Brian Dennehy is Bobby Knight.
What the hell are you scared of?
A season on the brink. Premieres Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
The compact Rosario 5000 TPC has something for everyone. For film buffs, a free DVD drive. Or for music buffs, a free CDRW drive. For technology buffs, an Intel Pentium 4 processor with power to burn. And burn and burn. Yeah, it's a buff PC, all right. And it's just $7.99 after a $50 instant rebate. So, financial buffs, call 1-800-331-7390 to buy now and get a free DVD or CDRW drive.
I've always loved working on computers, and in the Army, that's what I do.
If you never thought about the U.S. Army or Army Reserve, think about this. There are 212 ways for you to become a soldier and work at a job you'll love. Call for this free video to find out which job is right for you. And if you call 1-800-645-ARMY right now, you'll also receive a free Army t-shirt with your video. Discover the 212 ways you can be an Army of One.
Bill Pito back in the studio, SEC quarters, LSU and Georgia. Ezra Williams off the crazy play, flushes it, but it's LSU that's up by 1, second half.
And when you're talking about the SEC, you're talking about the top conference in the country by the ratings percentage index measurement. That's belonged to the Big Ten the last 3 years, but they fell to 6th this year, their lowest since 1995.
Well, it also helped that they had, you know, the defending national champion, a team that's gone, a couple teams that have gone to the Final Four, that you get that, and you had players to stay in school. One of the problems is you look at the turnover situation and field goals for today's game that Minnesota actually is going to run into is that low RPI by the conference.
Last 2 or 3 years, 9 and 7, no questions asked. That's a tournament team. There probably will be a few questions asked unless Minnesota can upset Illinois tonight. Recker going for the steal and instead call for the foul. This first. Steve Alford, like Bo Ryan, has a Division III background. And 1995, the first time ever 2 undefeated teams met for the D3 national title. Ryan and Wisconsin Platteville prevailed over Manchester 69-55, including a 31-0 season. Now Recker gets the steal. Stop and go drive and a tough finish pass. Charlie Wills, first points for Luke Recker.
Really was a tough finish. He was under the basket and had to come back with the left hand to get it in play.
Still time for Recker to salvage a disappointing senior year. Took a big step toward that end yesterday. Offensive. On Kirk Penny, his second.
You're going to punch the ball inside. You better do it strong if you're around Luke Recker. You see, he does a good job. Could have been called for a foul. They didn't call it, but watch how he has to come back left hand in the traffic, able to control and get it in. And then he's back on the other end. They said that he had position. Kirk Penny knocked him down. Luke Recker on all plays being a little more active. Now his teammates have to do a better job of finding him.
Leslie found him in the corner, and he's called for steps. And he gets a long look by the officials after slamming the ball down in disgust.
In a little bit of a hurry, Steve Alford's trying to keep his group going. What happened with Luke Recker. He slammed the ball down a little bit. It came down hard, but he looked the other way. Had he been looking at the official with the scowl, I think he'd have gotten a team.
So he convinced him he was just mad at himself, not necessarily at the call, huh?
Absolutely.
In traffic, Devin Harris. Another turnover by Wisconsin. Their 10th already, and a terrific finish by Chauncey Leslie.
Good quicks. Good quicks that time by Leslie.
Timeout Badgers. 6-0 run by the Hawkeyes.
Can't have the ball in traffic. Too many bad things happen. Harris gets it in there. Pierce gets a hand on it. Leslie just finds a way to push it up. Wills is trying to get back. Just doesn't have enough quicks. Harris can't get there in time. Nice finish.
Championship week presented by 7-Up continuing today and tonight. New York City, the ConAgra Foods Big East Championship. Pittsburgh, Miami in the first semi tonight, 7 Eastern, followed at 9 by UConn and Notre Dame. And the winners will square off tomorrow at 8 Eastern on ESPN.
UConn has been playing pretty well. Karan Butler and Chris Thomas, who is from here in Indianapolis, played at Pike High School, leading that Notre Dame club.
Former Indiana Mr. Basketball Luke Recker bringing Iowa back. Wisconsin 3.5 minutes without a basket. Their second drought of the first half. And better than 4 minutes without a hoop early. And we hit the 6-minute mark. They've never trailed. But the lead chopped from 9 to 3. Drive on the baseline and contact. Drawn by Davis against Leslie, his second. Our second Big Ten quarterfinal. Top seed Wisconsin. One of 4 co-champions at 11-5. Iowa favored, finish no worse than second in the league. They are the 9th seed, but they forced 10 Wisconsin turnovers. They only average a little under 13 turnovers per game, and that's helped Iowa overcome very poor shooting.
That's the best in the conference. So that's one of the reasons they're struggling. The other reason is Kirk Penny got 2 fouls, so he is on the bench. Nice block that time inside by Reiner.
Was it ever? Almost flat-footed. So Leslie to slow it down now. It was 18-9 Wisconsin. Iowa didn't get the jet-like start out of the gate that they did yesterday, but slowly fighting their way back into this one. Late in the half. Very short jumper by Reggie Evans, and then in frustration, as he goes after the rebound, he commits his first.
Well, you know what Iowa is faced with? And Steve Alford is, and I'm sure you want to tell Reggie, but you got a senior here. That's not his shot. He's taking a shot 14 feet away from the basket. He's not very good with that shot. Around the basket, he's as good as anybody in the country, because if he misses the shot, he will go get it off the glass.
So the Badgers get the bonus. Davis is 65% free throw shooter, looking for his first point, and has it.
This is not Reggie Evans. To step out and take that shot is not a good shot. He knows it, and he was going back to get the rebound, but Davis was quicker to the rebound. Evans fouled it.
Lane violation on Wisconsin. Looked like Mater slipped in too early.
Slipped in. You do it when they don't see you.
Thundered in?
Yeah, I'd say. Oh, no, it wasn't Mater. That was Will.
Yeah, let's put it where it belongs.
Yeah,
Charlie Will.
That was Will.
Stopped by Pierce. Shuffled the feet, it looked like. Not a clean jump start.
No question.
Same difference as he misses the shot, though. Davis now guarded by Brody Boyd. Wills turning, missed it off the glass, and the Badgers' rout without a basket continues. Still up by 4. Now over 5 minutes for Wisconsin since they last scored from the field. Recker. Foul called on Freddie Owens.
Well, Luke Recker does a good job. I want to see if he gets it, because he may have gotten a little dance. All right, the pivot there. Now actually makes a solid move, just the up and under move, and got fouled, which is good. Gets him to the line. Maybe you get him going a little bit.
88% free throw shooter. Both teams have the bonus foul. Worley will come back and replace Jared Reiner. Recker, third team All Big Ten. They're named this week. Third team academic All-America. Had his degree last semester, about a 3.3 GPA. Neil Plank will see some time here late in the half. All-State last year at Mount Zion, Illinois. 6'5" freshman. So Plank with Davis, Mater, Harris, and Wills, who misses over Worley. Lots of rebounds by the little guys this afternoon. Davis has 4 for Wisconsin. Boyd pulled that one down.
Usually get to that point when you're getting good block out.
The teams had. Recker just off, a chance to tie it for Iowa. They have been behind this entire first half.
You know, I really think at this point Wisconsin is surviving. Because Kirk Penny is the guy that leads their offense. He's the guy that makes shots, and then he commands so much attention after that. So they're surviving and still able to hold a lead until they can get him back in. And maybe, I don't know if you really want to take a chance with it. As long as you keep the lead, I think you keep Penny on the bench.
Yeah, 2 fouls. Has Wills a focal point of the offense now. Charlie with 7 points. The drought was over 6 minutes without a basket for Wisconsin. Wills just put it into it. And Dave Mater called for the foul, his first, with 3:22. O'Ryan says the best advice he got when he took this Division I job was from his wife. She said, now remember, you're not a guy whose strong suit is patience. But you know what? Faster than he or anybody else could have imagined. He got this Wisconsin team to come together after a 1-4 start to finish 18-11, up by 2 in the quarterfinals.
7-Up is proud to sponsor youth hockey. And for when they get thirsty, I've provided plenty of 7-Up because I care about the kids. 7-Up is now proud to sponsor youth swimming. Kick those legs, Tommy.
What would you do with the Pontiac Grand Prix?
Let's go, baby.
We're on our way to Lime Rock, premier Grand Prix racetrack around here.
Where else would you take a Grand Prix except on a Grand Prix track?
Let me see how you handle, baby.
Did I tell you?
It's so much fun.
Get out of my way!
This could so be our job.
Wait a minute, just drive around the 3 of us?
Well, no.
So what would you do with the Pontiac Grand Prix?
None of us have ever been to AC.
Dinner, tuxes? Tell us at Pontiac.com.
Elvis!
The New York Times, Newsweek, Rolling Stone, USA Today, Ebert and Roper, and critics around the country are hailing the #1 movie in America, Mel Gibson, We Were Soldiers, rated R, now playing.
Yo, Terry.
What is it, Alf?
This buffet has no worms. It's uncivilized.
Well, then try something else.
Oh, hey.
Not my dollar, you overgrown throw rug.
I thought $1 had no value.
Well, it does if you dial 10-10-220.
All calls up to 20 minutes or 99 cents.
Get out of town.
Yeah, and 7 cents a minute after 20.
All right, no dollars. Got any cats?
No.
Furball.
Jealous?
Dial 10-10-220.
21-19 Wisconsin, 3:22 to go in the first half. A couple weeks ago, it seemed to be impossible to pick a first-team All-Big Ten group, but as the final week or two played out, choices became fairly obvious. Brown, Jeffries, Penny, Taylor, and Williams, and especially those last two. The way Taylor and Williams finished their season, they made the selection a little bit easier, and the coaches and media were unanimous. They both picked those 5 for first team.
Well, I can understand it. The guy that's kind of surprising and most people don't think about, Kurt Penny, I think you may have heard about because of his Olympic experience. Brian Brown is a pretty solid player, college basketball player at the guard position for Ohio State. It's the reason Ohio State found themselves in the position that they did this year, and with as much success.
Shot clock down to 10. Wills a little bit short from 3. Big difference with this Wisconsin team, unlike the Dick Bennett years, effective in their own way, but this team has not milked the shot clock the way the Bennett groups did. Great follow up and in by Pierce.
It was a good effort by Pierce, but you're right. This team from Wisconsin, they push it up and shoot it just a little faster, just a different style.
Hawkeye fans being heard as they force their first tie. Recker from his down dive, steal ahead, Evans, and foul. No, traveling on Reggie Evans.
Yeah, he got a little ahead of himself. Steve Alford wants his group to give effort. The effort is there by Recker, who gets the ball, throws it, go down and get it, then make a play. Recker from his back throws it up to Evans, who couldn't handle it, and travels.
Effort has been an issue times this year for Iowa, or to be more exact, lack of it. But beginning with the second game against Wisconsin, it hasn't been that much of a problem. That's 12 Wisconsin turnovers now. Even though they lost in Madison, at least that part of the equation started to right itself for Steve Alford. Now, shooting, execution, everything else is coming into a higher level. This is on Mater, his second.
Yeah, effort was what we're talking about. Coming on the left side, you'll see Pierce go up and get that. He's excited, trying to get his fans involved in it as well. But that was, again, good effort on the part of earlier Luke Recker, and then you get solid effort on the part of Pierce.
And Reggie Evans, first trip to the free throw line, he misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Neil Plank runs that loose ball down, and we're at a minute and a half to go in the first half of the 21-21 Iowa-Wisconsin quarterfinal. Evan Harris had an early three-pointer, nothing else since then.
Iowa's been covered up defensively pretty well since then.
Wills catches Worley in the middle of the gamble, made him pay.
Came high side.
9 for Charlie Wills. Down to the last minute of the half. Iowa had a 12-3 run until that bucket by Wills. Recker going baseline, stepped out.
Yeah, he did.
Coming up, 7-Up halftime report with Bill Pito, and he'll recap what we've seen so far in Indianapolis and from Charlotte in the ACC tournament, and Georgia and LSU in the SEC. All moments away, final 40 seconds. Vader swinging down for a little post-up. In more ways than one, a little post-up for Trevon Davis against Boyd. Plank guarded by Recker. Shot clock at 10. Long three-pointer, and Devin Harris nails it.
I mean, with a teardrop, too. Had his eye on the clock the entire time. Steve Alford wants to try to make sure they get a good shot with 13 seconds to go here in the first half.
Over his last 6 games, Devin Harris has hit 14 of 24 from out there.
Very confident with that one. Leads the team in steals, believe it or not, and blocks. But showing you he has range as well.
And minutes as a freshman. Maybe the biggest surprise.
This post up. Can we see it inside? Oh, look at the young fella. Post him up. You got game? Let me see if you have game. Yeah, make a good decision. Very nice.
I was really hoping he was going to take Brody Boyd to the rack.
I wanted to see a big man move, a drop step and a hook.
5'10" Davis, or thereabouts, 5'11" Boyd. Venturing into the land of the Giants just briefly. 6 seconds now. Ryan Hogan in. Three-point shooter. He's stripped by Davis. 2 seconds. Davis's pull-up. 3. No.
Nice job of recognizing the play in the clock. Davis gave a little spurt at the end.
Iowa's second lowest first half total all year. 26-21. They trail to Bill Pito.
All right, Dave, thank you very much. Very busy day around the college basketball world. Coming up, the 7-Up halftime report. When we come back, Indiana and Jarrett Jeffries, a player of the year in the conference. How would they fare against Michigan State? And much, much more when we come back after this.
ESPN2's presentation of Championship Week, presented by 7-Up, is brought to you by Infiniti, makers of innovative, high-performance luxury vehicles.
If you haven't tried extra strength Rolaids, you're in for a new experience. It's fruity, creamy, smooth. A new test-proof extra strength Rolaids has the taste even Tums can't beat. And it's fast. Extra strength Rolaids quickly neutralizes 21% more stomach acid than Tums DX. R-O-L-A-I-D-S. Rolaids spells relief with a taste that can't be beat.
Checking out digital cameras?
Yeah, I need FireWire compatibility so that I can email my pictures.
Sure. This one also makes MPEG movies.
Really?
He's excited. It's for our baby. Congratulations. Considered any names yet?
Yeah, maybe Sony or Olympus, but you're the expert, right?
We know how you feel, and that's why we're here. Circuit City. We're with you.
How about an LCD screen?
LCD, chickenpox, we're going to screen for everything.
The new 255 horsepower Infiniti i35 with the most powerful engine in its class. Don't blink. More power, more grace, more I. The new i35 from Infiniti.
They're real cops.
Freeze, LAPD!
Fighting real crime.
If you break the law, I will hunt you down and put you behind bars.
And they're doing it
3, 2, 1.
It's showtime. In front of 15 million people.
That's great TV.
Robert De Niro.
I'm not an actor. This is ridiculous.
Eddie Murphy.
You got 2 things on me bigger than my mouth, and one of them's pointing at your head right there.
Ooh.
Showtime.
Showtime.
What's the stupidest thing I ever heard?
Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, March 15th.
For the courageous New England Patriots, the forecast turned out super.
30, 25, 50.
Share the thrills with Sports Illustrated and the great new NFL Films video, The New England Patriots Super Bowl 36 Champions, on your choice of either VHS or DVD. Plus, this hardbound Sports Illustrated commemorative. This individually numbered classic captures the Patriots in championship style. Both are free with your paid subscription to Sports Illustrated. Call now for an inside look at the miraculous season of the New England Patriots, free with your paid order of 55 issues of Sports Illustrated for only $1.59 an issue. Save over 50% off the cover price. This Super Bowl football, designed exclusively for Sports Illustrated, is also free when you use your credit card. It's a super collectible you can't get anywhere else. Call now and get all 3 free with your choice of either VHS or DVD. This is where the action is. Sports Illustrated. Get into it.
This halftime report is presented by 7-Up and your local 7-Up bottler. Make 7-Up yours.
Back at the half as Wisconsin leads Iowa. The #1 seeded Badgers up 26-21. Hi, everybody. Bill Pito in the studio. Great to have you with us. In the SEC today, LSU and Georgia. A year ago, these two met in the first round, and LSU won it 63-62. Ronald Dupree here, monster dunk. Whoa. LSU up 5. Now Ezra Williams for 3. Georgia's up 3. LSU now up 1. Dupree putting up a jumper. Baseline good. LSU up 3. Back and forth they go. Antonio Hudson, he's got a 3 ball. LSU up 6. Remember, Georgia the #1 seed out of the East. The SEC East and having a problem here. Chris Daniels knocks it down. And on the board right now, it is about as close as it possibly can be as Georgia leads it 74-72 in the second half. Under 6 minutes to go, Dupree, 18 points, 3 out of 3 from long range for LSU. Brackets in the SEC. Later tonight, Mississippi State will play Florida at 3:15 p.m. Eastern. It's Alabama and Tennessee. And the late one, 9:45 p.m. Eastern, Kentucky against South Carolina. The Wildcats have made the tourney final 9 of the last 10 years. Big 12, look at what Kansas is doing. 101-67, and they're not done yet. Already a record for most points in a Big 12 conference game. Kansas, of course, undefeated in the Big 12 regular season, rolling here 101-67. Earlier today here on ESPN2, Michigan State, Indiana. In the Big 10, Jeffrey Newton for 2. Indiana up by 10. Hoosiers now up 9, A.J. Moye. And Indiana up 33-24 at the half. Second half, the player of the year, Jarrett Jeffries. Down low, tough to stop, and a foul. Indiana up by 10. Hoosiers pouring it up. Second straight year, the Spartans knocked out in the quarters. They won the tourney in 99 and 2000. After the game, Quinn Buckner with the winning coach, Mike Davis. Quinn, thank you. So you've seen Indiana advance, and later on, it will be Ohio State and Michigan, Illinois against Minnesota. A rematch of the game Sunday in which Illinois came back from 9 down in the final 3-12 to shock the Gophers. Chauncey Leslie here for Iowa. Looking good in transition, but it's the Badgers who lead the Hawkeyes 26-21. Back with more after this.
A lot of companies put out promotional calendars. Great idea for 7-Up. But instead of models, I've decided to use the 7-Up truck drivers. It's all you, baby. It's all you.
Love the camera.
Yes, very sweet, elegant.
You're trying to escape. You're trying to get out.
Not that good. That's genius. Sexy, kind of.
The new 255 horsepower Infiniti i35 with the most powerful engine in its class. Don't blink. More power, more grace, more I. The new i35 from Infiniti.
She's not your daughter. But if you give her a ride home after school, she might as well be. Carpooling. On the wings of Goodyear.
I feel good. Who am I playing?
John McEnroe.
Oh, man. Hey, Mike. Hey, you're going to take it easy on me, right? No. I'll give you $1. What can you do with $1? You can dial 10-10-220.
All calls up to 20 minutes are 99 cents.
Really?
And 7 cents a minute after 20.
20 minutes for 99 cents?
Is that a good deal?
What? You can't be serious. It's a great deal.
I like this guy. Forgot this one.
Dial 10-10-220.
Am I a speed skater? Yes. Did I skate when they said I couldn't skate? Yes. Did I skate my way to a World Cup victory? Yes. Could I have ever skated this far if I'd ever done drugs? Please.
Back on the 7-Up halftime report in the ACC, the #1 seed Maryland taking on Florida State. Second half, Maryland up by only 1. What's going on? But Steve Blake for 3. The lead now back up to 8. Juan Dixon for 3. And Maryland's up 52-41. Maryland now rolling. Dixon to Taj Holden. Misses, but puts it up and in. Maryland up 63-41. And then Blake, as Maryland goes on to win 85-59. Maryland outscoring the Seminoles 43-18 to finish the game. And this after Florida State had gotten to within 1. What a shocker that would have been. But as it is, big win for Maryland. Dixon leads away with 20 points. The brackets in the ACC, NC State and Virginia just underway over on ESPN. Virginia on the bubble. Wake Forest and Georgia Tech here at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. And at 7 Eastern here on ESPN2, it will be Duke against North Carolina. Selection Sunday, of course. We have you covered with the NCAA Women's Selection Special, 5 Eastern. That's followed by Sports Center at 6 Eastern. And the NCAA Men's Tournament Selection Special, 7 Eastern, all Sunday on the ESPN television network. And the teams that are already in: Gonzaga, UNC Wilmington, Siena, Creighton-Davidson, Central Connecticut. Also, the Florida Atlantic bunch from the Atlantic Sun Conference: Murray State, Winthrop, Illinois, Chicago, Western Kentucky, and Valpo. All these teams already in to the NCAA tourney. And after 20 minutes, it's Wisconsin leading Iowa 26-21. Thanks for watching the 7 Up Halftime Report. Second half after this.
The new 255 horsepower Infiniti i35 with the most powerful engine in its class. Don't blink. More power, more grace, more I. The new i35 from Infiniti.
Yeah.
Howie, don't miss the big wireless sale at Radio Shack!
I swear I heard Terry.
Yes, Howie, you clearly heard Terry. Now get a clear digital Sprint PCS phone by Samsung. The N200 is just $99.99 after a $50 Sprint PCS mail-in rebate. Then, save another $50 only at Radio Shack. Get 4,000 clear wireless minutes for only $39.99 a month.
I just love it when I get into his head. Howie!
The Sprint store at Radio Shack.
How's it going?
Well, the university's helping me launch my new business plan. And my biochem teacher discovered a new pain reliever that may work 10 times better than aspirin. And my animation project, I'm getting calls from the coast.
Wow. What an amazing semester.
Semester? That's Tuesday.
Freshman.
The University of Wisconsin. It's going to be a great century.
If you have debt and are tired of getting calls and letters from bill collectors, we can help. Debt Free is one of the nation's largest nonprofit debt consolidation services.
I needed to find a way to help pay for my tuition. One way became my credit cards. I was making my monthly payment. It wasn't doing any good. They were just applying it towards the interest rate.
We have relationships with over 50,000 creditors. We will work with these creditors to lower or even eliminate your interest rates and consolidate your debt into one low, comfortable monthly payment.
As a restaurant manager, I deal with people's money on a daily basis. However, I found I was dropping the ball when it came time to manage my own money. Luckily, I came across a commercial for Debt Free, called them up. They talked to me on the phone for a few minutes, and before I knew it, they lowered my monthly payments. Now I'm saving upwards between $200 and $300 a month.
Call the number on your screen and leave the rest to us. Debt Free is more than just our name. It's our commitment to you.
As the Jesse White Tumblers in their usual spectacular fashion entertain at halftime, Wisconsin leading a low-scoring first half, 26-21, and Iowa, which had such spectacular offense yesterday, knocking off Purdue, really struggling now. 33%, 1 for 4 shooting for both Reggie Evans and Luke Recker.
They've been well defended. That's been the problem for Iowa. I think that Luke Recker has tried to get open. I think the defense understands where he's trying to go. On the part of Wisconsin, on their offensive end, Kirk Tenney got 2 fouls after starting off quickly, could not continue his offensive flow. They got 9 points from Wills in the first half, right at his average, just under it, and that's the problem, including the fact they had 12 turnovers. You can see Iowa's yet to make a three-point shot and picked up 6 steals. So it's kind of tough for Iowa, even though they're shooting 33%. You get 6 steals, you should be shooting a little bit better. But Recker, Evans have got to get much more involved on the offensive end.
Evans did have 5 rebounds, which ties him with Trevon Davis for rebounding honors in that first half. Right now, we're going to check in on SEC action. First, we send you to Bill Pito.
All right, Dave, Georgia, LSU, final seconds. Georgia with the ball and down 2. Tom Hammond, Larry Conley.
32.6 seconds remaining, quarterfinal round. Georgia, the top seed from the East, ranked 17th in the nation, headed to the NCAA tournament, but trailing by 2. Now the 22 seconds left. Ezra Williams misses a 3. Bodies all over the court. Ball loose. Torres Bright throws it to Williams. Williams to Bridgewater. The jam.
Only in March, not supposed to happen. LSU up 4. Georgia, the #1 seed out of the SEC East, and in a deep hole. We'll keep you posted. Back to Dave Barnett and Quinn Buckner, Wisconsin and Iowa.
And in the early seconds of the second half, Wisconsin with a turnover. They are leading 26-21 over Iowa. As this game has been played at a Wisconsin pace. In fact, it's been at a Dick Bennett Wisconsin pace. And that's fine with them because they've held Iowa to 33% shooting and fewer than half as many points as they scored in the first half of their game with Purdue yesterday. This foul is on Sean Sonderleiter, his first.
A little bit it has to do with Steve Alford and Bo Ryan have done a good job in coaching their team. And neither of them have a guy that can beat you off the dribble or is a dominant player. The most dominant offensive player is either Luke Recker or Kurt Penny. Penny with 2 fouls in the first half didn't get to play most of the half.
Here's Dave Mader. Missed with the hook. Mader had his best career game last time against the Hawkeyes a couple of weeks back. 10 points. Scoreless today. A hand on that one. It'll stay on this end. The difference for Reggie Evans. 19 and 18 rebounds yesterday, tying his tournament record and career high for boards. 1 for 4, 2 points, 5 rebounds first half today.
Got a bigger body on him. Mader is a bigger body guarding Evans. Hard for Evans to get over the top.
Chauncey Leslie gets the pull-up and has 5. His 7th start today. Breaking a 4-minute drought, led a basket for the Hawkeyes. They're back within 3. They've not led. Down by as many as 9 in the first half. They briefly tied it at 21. And right back comes Kurt Petty, who has double figures with 10.
Penny being guarded by Luke Recker. I think you have to say advantage goes to Penny. He's a much better offensive player than Recker would be defensively on him. And simply because he's just so much more experienced at it.
Recker did have 4 first half steals. Here's a steal for Devin Harris.
Good play.
Gets it back from Penny.
But see, that's an experienced play. Once they make Luke Recker turn his back, then you make him turn it again to see can he recover. Penny recognized it, pushed it back.
Might be able to follow 1 pass. Tough to follow 2. Rapid fire like that.
Yeah, and get yourself in position to do something about it, too, once you follow it.
Now Recker moving well without the ball. Tried to tip in. Now his 5th steal as he strips Mader.
Did a good job just staying after it. Mader's got to be stronger with the ball.
Scoring's been a lot tougher for Recker today as well. After 25 yesterday, that's just 6.
I guarantee you, as the Badgers looked at tape of what Luke Recker did yesterday, they were all saying, we don't want him to do that against us.
Wills with a shooter's touch, and he has 11. Three minutes gone in the second half. Wisconsin extending its lead to 7. As Leslie is fouled before the shot. Trevon Davis is second.
When you you get the ball, you need to be strong with it. If you don't, people like Recker stay around, come up with a steal. Recker trying to involve himself the best way he can there, coming up with the steal. Coach Bo Ryan has seen enough from his young center, Mater. Going to have him sit down and have a little conversation.
So the redshirt freshman Mike Wilkinson in for Mater. He draws the Reggie Evans assignment. It's a three-pointer by Recker. At last, the first Iowa three-pointer of the day.
A confidence builder after getting that steal. Just want to see it go through.
It's within 4, 32-28. Oh, Penny steps inside the arc, drains the two.
There was a screen right on the arc, and Penny just went into the cup, if you will, which is right where the defender can't get to, raised up to knock it down.
Pierce pulls up. In and out. And so Wisconsin up by 6.
I'm loving watching Davis go off with the post picks. He goes in there and posts up like he expects to get the ball.
Like he owns it. Offensive foul. They hate this call on the Badger bench because that's 3 on Penny, and they thought it was a flop. Ryan's first team all-conference junior guard from New Zealand, Kirk Penny, has foul trouble with a long way to go.
Championship week continues tonight on ESPN and ESPN2.
Come on, man. 23 triple-doubles last season alone. He's a monster in the block. He can hit the three. I mean, he's money come playoff time.
But he can't shoot a free throw. My grandmother could shoot a free throw better than him.
Well, I haven't seen your grandmother play, but I'm sure she's awesome. His critics call him cold, but I find this warm. I find it engaging.
I see that. It's more like a wheel of octopi.
Very unilateral. The play of dark and light is a classic, you know... Dude, octopi?
Introducing the Isuzu Axiom. It says sexy city style. It has a V6 with 230 horses. Giddy up. Leather trim seats, smooth and supple. Plenty of cargo space, too. And America's longest and sexiest warranty. The Isuzu Axiom. You want one, don't you?
Now get 0% financing for up to 5 years or $3,000 cash back.
Buying a car, got a question, want to talk to somebody. Online investing, no different. Welcome to TD Waterhouse. Real information, real service, and real people to help you with everything. From opening your account to choosing the right mutual fund. Stop by, take a test drive.
Open an IRA and get a 1-year subscription to Money Magazine. TD Waterhouse, you're in control.
Torpedo back in the studio. Georgia on the line. Ezra Williams down 2. 6 seconds to go. Missed the first. Ezra Williams misses the second. LSU gets the basketball. Pete Bozak fouled, so he goes to the line. His team up 2. 6 seconds to go. Misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Rebound to LSU. And the clock runs out. LSU hangs on for the upset, 78-76.
And a big upset from Atlanta. Here, Wisconsin, the top seed, will hope to take on Jared Jeffries in Indiana tomorrow. The cool of the evening for the Hoosiers. They have eliminated Michigan State. They can sit back and scout tomorrow's semifinal opponent, which will come out of this matchup. Luke Recker, who just drew Kirk Penny's 3rd foul on that flop, working it into the corner over the top of the backboard by Leslie. Let's look at that call that went against Penny a moment ago, his 3rd.
Well, Wisconsin needs Penny in the game because he does so many good things. Here it is, and that's not a flop. I mean, that is a flop. I'm sorry, because, and the reason it is because Recker initiated the contact, and then he goes down, and then the call of foul against the offensive player is, in that case, not the correct call.
Well, the same guy that called it Recker's way last time, Art McDonald, calls this one against Luke for over the back, his 2nd.
Luke Recker trying to guard in the post. They said he wrapped, and if you get a chance to take a look at it, if you watch his right arm, he is wrapped. And that happens a lot when guys try to come off the top because they try to find a way to keep the defender from moving, and there's a tendency to put that arm around him.
Will's clearing out room so Davis can go low, and he's blocked into the cheerleaders by Worley.
Watch the right arm of Luke Recker as he goes for the ball. It's going to be this arm. Watch it. And watch what he does with it. He goes for the steal, but you see him pulling before he started for the steal, and the official that makes the call is in the back. So that's all he can see is that arm wrapped on the back.
Yeah, if he does get a chance at the next level, he's already got some of the NBA tricks down.
If you play with enough NBA guys, you'll learn the tricks of the trade, believe me. They even call that one in the NBA.
And they call it here, too. Later rather than sooner, but they did call it. That's 2 on Evans. 4 gets the team. Steve Alford, whose team lost 11 of 15 after a 12-3 start. Fighting all afternoon from behind in this one. Wilkinson, long rebound.
Davis.
That's at least 6 rebounds for Trevon Davis, right at a half dozen. He's their leading rebounder. How do you figure that?
Well, one of the things that happens, they got a category called team rebound.
Wills and Worley, and finally tied up by Wilkinson. Possession arrow the other way.
And that's when the ball gets touched and tossed by a bunch of people. Davis, because he's so quick, ends up getting those. But you watch, coming from the right side, he sees the trajectory. You put it down, he's closer to the ground. We have not decided exactly how much closer, 5'7", 5'5", going in the wrong direction. But he is closer to the ground than anyone else, so he's quicker to it.
Brody Boyd back in for the Hawkeyes. Step back three-pointer, Recker.
He got wide open on that shot. The Florence was picked off.
One thing he has in common with Kirk Penny, no wasted movement. When they're going offensively, really something to behold. That's a 3 by Wills. He comes right back with his second of the day.
Keeping the pressure on.
15 points for Charlie Wills, senior, Angola, Indiana. And Wisconsin 6 of 10 beyond the arc. Back up by 6. Pass into traffic. Evans tangled up with Wilkinson, and that's Mike's third.
You're out just playing a solid game. You need to know where you want to get to. Luke Recker does. The screen was solid. He was the man being guarded. Freddie Owens didn't get out there in time.
Recker ready to go one-on-one with Owens. Stolen by Wilkinson. Here's the second after his third foul. He comes up with the takeaway. 37-31 Wisconsin.
Can't have empty trips if you're Iowa. You need to get some momentum, so you got to start getting something positive out of these trips.
7 minutes gone now in the second half.
Can't fall down. Oh, you're spin.
Well, Worley lost his footing, just suckered Wills into an air ball.
Wills has made 3-pointers, 2 of them in the game. He gets a wide open look. Norman makes that shot.
Reggie Evans still only 2 points, 14 below his average. 1 for 4. He's been just erased from the Iowa game plan today. Double team, gives it back. Worley, tough shot and contact.
Inside, the reason Reggie Evans has been virtually erased is Wisconsin just comes at him with 2 of their players. If it's Wills and Wilkinson, or if it's Mater, and whomever, they just come at him. Watch, he gets the ball. Wilkinson has him baseline. Wills comes and gets him. That's why Worley ends up open. Worley makes the foul shot after he got fouled, and the contest came. I believe it was on Wills.
Mater back into the lineup for Wilkinson.
Gentlemen, 1 shot. So the old tag team going on. 6'10" and 6'8" coming at you. Average is 6'9" coming at Evans. Puts a lot of pressure on.
4 of 6 free throws for Glen Worley. Sophomore from Iowa City has 10 points. And 37-33 Wisconsin. Driving reverse short by Davis. Brody Boyd pushing it up for the Hawkeyes. Down 4, 12:20 to go. Straight on 3, nailed it. 1-point game.
He made a very nice move to dribble it from the left and dribble as though he was coming back to his right to give it to Recker and just drilled that through.
Just Iowa's third. Not there for Owens. And the Hawkeyes have a chance for their first lead. Duez Henderson caught in midair and knocked into the photographers.
No, they call a foul on Mater. Mater it didn't give him position to come down. They call a foul on Mater.
Mater now with 3. Brody Boyd with a 3-pointer to cut the margin to 1 for the Badgers. 11:57 remaining. 37-36 Wisconsin.
Introducing the Isuzu Axiom. It says sexy city style. It has a V6 with 230 horses. Giddy up. Leather trim seats, smooth and supple. Plenty of cargo space, too. And America's longest and sexiest warranty. The Isuzu Axiom. You want one, don't you?
Now get 0% financing for up to 5 years or $3,000 cash back.
The New York Times, Newsweek, Rolling Stone, USA Today, Ebert and Roper, and critics around the country are hailing the #1 movie in America, Mel Gibson, We Were Soldiers, rated R, now playing.
Okay, good news. That broadband thing we all want? Got it figured out. Honey, you call the phone company. Tracy, you're digging the trench, shovels in the garage. I'm going up on the roof to assess the satellite possibilities. Timmy, check out these schematics. Appreciate it. Let's go!
We know how you feel, and that's why Circuit City offers one-stop high-speed internet access. You can find what's available where, compare options, and arrange installation. Circuit City, we're with you.
Ah, we can get broadband at Circuit City.
Now get the Wall Street Journal delivered for 8 weeks at just 38 cents a day, a 50% savings.
Call 800-454-6500. That's 800-454-6500 for the Wall Street Journal.
Marty Music, more than earning his keep with the face-to-face encounter a minute ago with Duez Henderson.
I don't know if
not face-to-face, no.
What you want to call it.
Sure wasn't.
But Monte got tapped just a little bit. There he is, hanging in strong, just like I knew you would, Marty. Way to go, babe.
Henderson, a long time before he spots Evans for the inbounds pass. Another chance for Iowa to take its first lead.
And Iowa really has not played that well, so this is a great credit to them.
Credit mainly the bench. They've outscored the Badger subs 13-2. Worley has 10 of those Iowa 13. Boyd a moment ago had the other 3. Now Henderson turning on Penny, who's back in and traveling.
Well, that's what I was wondering if Iowa would try to exploit Penny. Duez Henderson tried to do it, and there was a collision, and Duez Henderson couldn't get his balance.
So Bo Ryan placing the trust in Kirk Penny not to pick up his 4th foul with better than 11 minutes still to go in the game. Although no doubt he'd still argue that he didn't pick up his 3rd. They just called it.
And that's all that matters, as you well know. It looked a little suspect they had sent Penny to the bench.
And the shot clock at 10. Davis for 3. Boyd there for the rebound. And another chance for Iowa to go up.
Yeah, Boyd's giving them a good lift.
Evans. Iowa with his first lead of the day.
Got it down on the post to Evans, who just went through Mater to get it down.
And Evans' first field goal since 11:06 remained in the first half. So a little over 20 minutes on the clock went by between baskets for Reggie Evans. But he puts him up 38-37. Penny picked up by Henderson.
They got the shot clock at 10.
Harris. Well-anticipated steal. Now foot race Boyd and Harris. And Brody Boyd crumpled in a heap.
Well, they call a foul, I believe, on Davis, who got there before Harris thought he got there.
No, they say Harris is first.
Harris?
What they said.
Nice defense on the part of Brody Boyd. Again, Brody Boyd takes the ball to the basket as he was going. I thought Davis got to him first. As you said, Harris came across the back.
Not many guys can get to March and say they're perfect from the free throw line.
He's what?
He was perfect from the free throw line.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That jinx.
Okay.
Well, 6 for 6. Limited opportunities.
Shooting three-pointers does that.
7 out of 8. Iowa by 2. Boyd, third leading scorer in the history of Indiana high school basketball. Kirk Penny with the fake getting around Henderson, and then over the back foul Evans, who tried to get inside of Charlie Wills. That's now 3 fouls on Reggie Evans. He's the first Hawkeye with 3. Speaking of high school scores, Alford on that list, and not too far down is Recker. Fall away by Penny. I bet he's the all-time leading scorer in Auckland, New Zealand high school history.
Well, I would think so. Iowa fans don't like the fact that out of nowhere they thought they had the ball and ended up going off. It looked like the hands of, I actually thought it was the hands of Wilkerson.
Badgers have gone cold now. They've missed 8 of their last 9 shots. Harris finishes a nice drive.
Did he shake Luke Recker?
Then for Devin Harris, Wisconsin's high school player of the year. Last year from Milwaukee. Wauwatosa East High School. Air ball on the drive-by board. Davis ready to go one on the Keene and fouled by Henderson.
Defense is going to be the name that you want to hear as your coach, particularly as you get later in the game. Watch the crossover to get Luke Recker out of position by freshman Devin Harris to get it to go off the glass. Nice move by the young fella.
Ankle breaker. A minute ago, Tavon Davis ready to take on the entire Iowa transition defense. And foul by Henderson. Davis has got only 2 points today, but 7 rebounds. First-year starter backed up Mike Kelly the last 3 years.
He and Mike Kelly still good friends. They talk periodically, but you can see Davis plays with the senior kind of confidence.
Yep. He was paying attention all those years behind Kelly. Ian Wills, senior co-captains. Wills with the takeaway. 14th Iowa turnover. Penny for 3.
That's one way to run a fast break. Penny stayed under control. Got to the three-point line, knocked it down.
15 for Kirk Penny. Timeout Hawkeyes. 8:59 remaining. And after the defense turned in by Wills, Penny has the offense to put the Badgers up 5.
People want to win. Well, you don't get there with milk and cookies.
On Sunday, March 10th.
I've never had a team play scared. What the hell are you scared of?
The first original motion picture from ESPN.
I had to sit around for a year with a losing record. I'm not going to let you people do that to me.
Ryan Dennehy is Bobby Knight.
Don't you kids get it? Playing my game is what got you here.
A season on the brink. Premieres Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
Moo. For the latest technology at incredibly low prices, just call 1-800-GATEWAY. Because right now, you can get a Gateway 500 SE desktop with an Intel Pentium 4 processor, CD burner, and more for just $9.99. Or get the incredible Gateway Solo 1400 SE notebook. Perfect for the person on the go. It's also just $9.99. So call 1-800-GATEWAY or visit your local Gateway store today. That's 1-800-GATEWAY.
I don't think we should see each other anymore.
It's the rash, isn't it? Listen, the doctor said it's just temporary.
No. It's your Website. I need more content than that.
Our customers expect a lot from a website. Because at Progressive.com, you can get our price for auto insurance and the rates for up to 3 leading competitors.
We want you to save money, even if it's not with us.
You could save hundreds. Call Progressive today.
They are dancing in the aisles of Conseco Fieldhouse after a 7-0 run by the Badgers. Sunday night, 8 Eastern. ESPN's presentation of a season on the brink. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. ESPN and ESPN2 present 2 airings unedited on ESPN, edited with reduced audible adult language on ESPN2, part of the block on ESPN. Not sure how you get a sweater. All we know is we don't have one yet. Whole row of fans up to their possibly does. There's a foul on Harris, his second. And game foul number 7 now on Wisconsin. So Iowa has the bonus, nearly 9 minutes to go. They took their first lead of the game at 39-37 and now have surrendered 7 straight points as Recker, 2 for 2 for the day, steps to the stripe. Now 3 for 3.
Great way to break a run on the team is to get yourself to the foul line. Recker able to do that. It may get him going a little bit more offensively. Not doing bad, not as well as yesterday, but he's got 13 on 9 shots. That's still pretty good.
So a 3-point game. Wilkinson has come back in place of Mayer. Penny with 3 fouls. Guarded by Duez Henderson. Cut off nicely. Up fake. Now Lamar Davis driving.
Looked like he was going back in the same direction, but shot clock is at 5.
Hands it back for a Penny 3-pointer. Wide left. And
no, that ball hit the rim, didn't it?
They say it didn't. I thought it just grazed the left side of the rim, but all 3 officials agreed that.
Not only that, Bo Ryan is not complaining, so it must not have. I thought it grazed the side of the rim. No, that wasn't even close. It's bad eyes, man.
Well, we hit 8 minutes. And the closest game yet in the tournament, games yesterday decided by an average margin of 17 points. Indiana won first quarterfinal today by 11 over Michigan State, but this one apparently headed down to the wire.
You know, I think the games from now on are going to be close games. Recker, after the foul line, making those shots, feeling good about his rhythm, drills a 3.
Has he repaired all the damage from his indifferent senior season last 2 days, you think?
No, but he's on a good start, I'll tell you that.
Wilkinson run down by Davis again. That's how he's gotten most of his rebounds. He just wants it worse than everybody else.
He is quicker to it. Got that one and threw it off the aisle.
7:22 to go. Timeout and a tie game thanks to Luke Recker's 3rd 3-pointer. All here in the second half. 44 all.
They say if you're going to sell something, get yourself a captive audience. Oh, watch the sleeve. Okay, there you go. This place is going to be a gold mine. I'm not picking that up. Hiding it from your roommate? It's not nice. Oh, I knew I didn't bring no cash. I'm just trying to fit in.
No need to go to the store. I got the 7-Up right here.
When you bring the 7-Up, everyone is your friend. Okay, that's enough being friends. Where you guys going?
Introducing the Isuzu Axiom. It says sexy city style. It has a V6 with 230 horses. Giddy up. Leather trim seats, smooth and supple. Plenty of cargo space, too. And America's longest and sexiest warranty. The Isuzu Axiom. You want one, don't you?
Now get 0% financing for up to 5 years or $3,000 cash back.
ESPN2's presentation of Championship Week is presented by 7-Up and your local 7-Up bottler. Make 7-Up yours.
Sold out 18,996. The attendance today at Conseco Fieldhouse for the quarterfinal round of the Big Ten tournament. which has seen Indiana move past Michigan State. Doubleheader matchup tonight. Ohio State, the 2nd seed, against Michigan. 3rd seed Illinois against Minnesota. The top 4 seeds all tied for the regular season title at 11-5 this year.
Got Michigan playing Ohio State. Like Iowa, I think those two teams played the best game that they've played in probably the last 8 or 10 games. So it was good to see. Iowa's had streaks here today where they've played well, but they haven't been able to maintain it on both sides. But you got to give some credit to the fact that Wisconsin is pretty good as well. You don't just tie for the conference championship without being capable.
Well read by Henderson. Duez in front of Penny for the steal, and that's 18 Badger turnovers. They average less than 13. 7 minutes to go, tied at 44. Backdoor, they hit it right back. Wilkinson. It's 15 Hawkeye turnovers. Freddie Owens. And now Davis. 8 rebounds for Trevon Davis. 2 off his career high. What a setup for Will.
Nice job. He's able to get a little pirouette in the paint. Freed up because Will's man Worley had to come get it.
Charlie in his 127th career game today. If they win tomorrow, he sets or ties the school record of 128, set by the trio of Mark Bershaw, Andy Kowski, and Mike Kelly, the main part of that Final Four team they had a couple of years ago. Reggie Evans has his 4th foul.
Watch Trevon Davis. Once he spins, Worley has to come. You see him come. This is Worley's man. Recker gets there. Doesn't have the size to get to Wills, who puts it down. On the other end, Reggie Evans got called trying to get position offensively. They call him for clearing out.
Both teams have the bonus. Here's number 4 on Reggie.
Right there, you can take a look. You can see he threw that hip. Oh, no, they call the second one where he got his arms up. And I thought he just got it up. Wilkerson got in his way. He just made sure Wilkerson got out of the way. No, that's a foul. I'm only teasing, David.
Out goes Evans. In comes Worley. And then comes Pierce. Pierce will replace Henderson.
Henderson better on the defensive end. Pierre can create a little bit more in terms of shots, because what they have is they're 2 better 3-point shooters in. They don't have Hogan, but they got Brody Boyd and Luke Recker, and they're hoping to get one or both free.
They'll tangle off the ball between Owens and Worley.
Let me try this one. Luke Recker. They call this foul against Owens, but it's Luke Recker. But you know what has happened is, you talk about the program. Luke Recker has figured out, if you get close enough to me, I can bring your arms into me. Now watch, he goes here, and Luke has got him locked, and the official is saying that Owens had Luke locked.
I'm telling you, he's got all the tricks already.
Got the tricks.
After a very slow start, 4 points in the first half, 5 steals to tie his career high, and 6 of 6 from the free throw line. 19 points now, Iowa within 2. Wills and Davis this year will be the first Badgers to play in 4 NCAA tournaments.
They are starting to call it much tighter. There's no doubt about it.
Pierce.
Trying to stop the post-up position that time with Kirk Penny.
First on Pierce. Kirk Penny's first free throw coming. I don't see a whole lot of foul right there.
I'd be hard-pressed to disagree, but, you know, you're right. They didn't ask us. It's tough enough for them to call this game with the quickness of some of these players.
Penning hits them both. And the Badgers back up 4. 17 for Kirk Penning. Recker without much help from Reggie Evans. Unlike yesterday, didn't need any help on that drive. Left-handed finish, 21 points for Recker. All Reggie can do is sit and watch.
Yeah, just hope his team just stays in it.
Another nice steal by Brody Boyd. A couple times he's read the pass perfectly. A hot hand gets the ball again. Recker set up, open three, not there for Boyd this time. And Wills had position on Worley.
That's because without Evans in the game, you have little chance to come up with offensive rebounds. If Evans is not in, normally, I mean, if he's in, he takes up at least space.
A little dribbling show for a second there by Davis.
Not on purpose. Just trying to get control of it.
Still entertaining. Penny has two.
Look off. They looked him off and drilled it.
A long 2 and 19 now for Kirk Penny. His best stretch. 27 in the second half this year at Minnesota.
Good call. He traveled. There's no doubt about it. One official was going to call a foul, but there's no question that it was Owens traveled, but he made a mistake because he was on a 3-on-1. That's what Bo Ryan's disappointed about. This is a 3-on-1. This is a 3-on-1 play. He's got two guys. Watch. 1, 2, 3, and he still hasn't shot it, and he was hoping for a foul.
Well, they get nothing out of the transition opportunity. The lead remains 52-48.
Oh, let's look at this lineup Iowa has in. Because Luke Recker's not on the floor, so who's going to store the ball?
Well, they try to get it underneath Jared Reiner, who sees his first action in the second half.
Well, Luke got tired, and they had to stay. He's standing next to Coach Alford. But with him not in the game, they don't have anywhere to go for an offense.
Hogan's coming in for Recker, but Recker's coming right back in. So is Evans. And a foul away from the ball. Davis.
Steve Alford's not wasting any time. He's coming in with all of his guns, including Dues Henderson, hoping he can stop on a defensive end.
Ryan Hogan just picked up the foul and goes right back to the bench along with Reiner and Pierce.
It's really hard when a coach has to take an Evans or a Recker out. It gets hard on the group that has to play without them because it's hard for them to get into a rhythm to figure out who do I throw the ball to in terms of scoring, so they don't know where their real focus is. And all coaches want you to do is just get it to the open man, and once you do that, go get somebody open.
Evan Harris has 12. Big baskets supplied all year long by Kirk Penny. They'll probably need more where this one came from. The last 3 minutes and 42 seconds of a 6-point game.
Lobster Fest is back. Dive into Red Lobster's mouth-watering celebration of your favorite lobster dishes and succulent new creations, starting at just $10.99. Red Lobster, go overboard.
We moved into a new house where Mom got this great new job. I heard her talking to Dad about doing the right thing with her retirement money. Something about rollover, which gave me this great idea. Come on, baby. Come on. Roll over. Roll over. I'm just gonna turn your body this way. I hope her rollover was easier. It must be.
No-load mutual funds from T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
I'm here to talk to you about a problem that's sweeping our country, the Girl Scouts. Thousands of girls, like my sister, are, well, changing. Here's what to look for if your sister may be suffering from GSS, Girl Scout Syndrome. Confidence, self-esteem, leadership, respect for others are all signs of GSS. Yesterday, my sister said thank you to me. I'm gonna go check for pods in the basement.
Girl Scouts, good for girls.
Bad for pesky little brothers.
I heard that.
3:42 to go. Wisconsin by 6. Iowa came into this tournament the same as last year, knowing that for them to have any NCAA hopes, they have to win the whole thing. Now, if they don't, look for them in the NIT. But after as good as they looked yesterday, they hope to carry that over, and they really haven't. I think credit Wisconsin's defense.
I really do. I think Wisconsin's defense has been solid, and it's put a lot more pressure on both Recker and particularly Evans down in the post. And the inability to get it to Evans in the post means Recker doesn't get as many free looks.
Recker, another 3, and that's 4 all in the second half.
Nice job of pushing himself off of his man to get free.
You're sure he's not erasing all the bad memories of the senior year? I'm telling you.
He's made headway, though. I didn't say that he did. Yes, I did say he did. He's made headway.
20 points second half. 24 for the game. 25 for him yesterday. Harris left alone, not quite.
See, because the question that you're asking is the question about consistency. Is this kind of a 2 or 3 game kind of circumstance? Or what is the consistent player? That's what people are trying to figure out.
Well, better late than never as far as Steve Alford is concerned. But all year trying to unlock the potential of Recker and Evans. Now, Evans, on the other hand, just 4 points, and that would be a season-low offensive performance for him if he doesn't get any more. Recker possessed. Nobody can stop it.
Well, you know what? Luke Recker knows that in terms of his NCAA hopes, this is it. If you don't get it done now, it won't get done.
Well, he may just get it done, and he may have to do it by himself. No other Hawkeye has more than 4 points this half. He has 22. 26 for the game now. Will stripped, knocked out of bounds by Boyd.
Recker does a good job. Actually, it wasn't his own man. It was Harris he pushed off, but he got the 3. Here's the one where he's really possessed. Nice job clearing it out. Recker goes to the left, knocks it down, team down 1.
Timeout called by Steve Alford. They've cut it back to 1. They ended last season on a very poor note, and without Recker and Hogan, both out with knee injuries, they somehow swept 4 in 4 days to win this tournament. This year, similar circumstances coming in, and last year they won over Indiana by 2 in the championship game. Brody Boyd, 22 points to help make up for the absence of Recker and Hogan. Coverdale playing well for Indiana, but the last gasp try by Kirk Hastings comes up short. And Iowa, a shocking winner of the 2001 Big Ten tournament. Recker has scored the last 14 consecutive Iowa points. Shot clock down to 3, and they're going to bail him out. Recker may get a technical here. Punches at the ball after the foul called on him. I'm shocked that they don't call him for the technical.
They let him go the first time. The official is saying this an emotional game. It's my choice. Recker a little disappointed and hammered the ball with his fist to the ground. Did something similar in the first half. Got away with it.
That's why it's surprising they didn't call it this time, because normally at any level they may give you one temper outburst if you're lucky. A lot of times they don't even give you one.
Recker gets called for the foul, and right in front of the official, he just hammers the ball. They choose to let it go.
Double bonus now. 11 of 12 free throw shooting helping out Wisconsin. 4 of 4 for Harris. And they head to the final 2 minutes with a 3-point lead.
We'll keep an eye and see how Harris guards Luke Recker, who you know is going to try to make a last-ditch effort to help his club.
Wilkinson over to double, almost takes it out of his hands. Still Iowa ball. Bo Ryan a minute ago in disbelief that they didn't tee up Recker. I'll say.
You'll say what?
I'll say that McDonald and the Hartzell and Rhoda Heifer decided apparently they didn't want to decide this game on the technical.
I understand that.
5 to shoot. Brody Boyd short. Rebound by Trevon Davis again.
shooting the ball well from the foul line.
9 rebounds for Davis.
Davis is rolling. Young fella is getting it done. See, I always said this to little people, young folks who say that I'm too small. You're not. Because there's always an opportunity to ball. The ball's got to come down sometime. Just get there first.
10 on the shot clock for Trevon Davis. Driving past Brody Boyd, blocked partially by Worley, and here with a minute to go comes Iowa, trailing by 3. Timeout, that's their next to last. And they have 56 seconds to work with, trailing 56-53.
Plenty of time. Davis tries to get to the basket, not going to get there clearly. Worley gets a hand on the pass. I'm sorry, on the shot. He thought he had it clear. But this is a good timeout because Recker was open on the left side. As you can, before we get to that, you can see the ACC Championship quarterfinals going on today.
And in Charlotte, Maryland has eliminated Florida State. Right now on ESPN, it's NC State, Virginia. Beginning at 7 Eastern tonight here on ESPN2, Duke, Carolina, followed by Wake Forest, Georgia Tech, and the final Sunday, 1 Eastern.
Pete Gillen trying to get his group going at Virginia as Herb Sendek got the Wolfpack moving in the right direction. 4-5, always interesting contest.
It's the only close game the first 2 days of the Big Ten tournament. Played for the first time at Conseco Fieldhouse, jammed today with almost 19,000. They have seen Indiana eliminate Michigan State, and this one head to the final minute. 56-53 for top-seeded Wisconsin. Only one more Iowa timeout. Badgers still have 3. They also have the possession arrow and the double bonus.
19,000 in a very intimate environment, though.
Yeah, you scouted this place very well. You can't have better seats and have this many seats.
That's what I liked about it.
Recker, 14 consecutive Iowa points.
I don't care what Evans does. I'm looking to get that back.
Evans, no. Followed up, count it. And Iowa can tie it with a 3-point play by Henderson. His first points of the day, Quinn. Could they have come at a better time?
Not at all. Evans steps through. No question about contact on the backside. Wills tries to get there. Henderson gets it to go. Got away, if you will. Evans got an extra step. But at any rate, his club is about to get to a tie ball game should this one go down.
56 all. Bo Ryan says play on.
He's going
to get a timeout call.
He just wanted to get the ball across half court.
34.2 seconds. 2 more timeouts for Wisconsin. Now, Wisconsin, even if they lose today at 18-12, got to consider a shoe-in as co-champs. Indiana likewise. Illinois, Ohio State. All 4 of the co-champs in Michigan State have to be considered NCAA locks. And now tonight, Minnesota can perhaps join that number by knocking off an Illinois team they thought they had beaten last weekend. Let them get away literally in the final seconds. But now, with 34 seconds to go, 28 on the shot clock, for Wisconsin, you know they'll look first for Finney, but you also know that Iowa will look first to deny Kurt Finney.
Well, but they got other options because they're a class that has some experience. As you take a look at the reset, they can look at Wills to make a play, and you got a senior with the ball in Trevon Davis. You're willing to take a chance on him making the decision on the fly, the best decision on the fly. So I think that if you look at this, Wisconsin is in pretty good shape. But I'll tell you the other guy that's not afraid. Devin Harris does not play like a freshman. I mean, you don't even think about that. But I like Kurt Finney. I'm running it through Finney, and then from there, you kind of play off of him.
Iowa's trailed for all but a minute and 7 seconds today. 56 all. And Trevon Davis will set him up with 27 seconds now. Guarded very loosely by Brody Boyd.
And on the left side, they've got Wills and Penny to work the action They'll go high screen and roll with Davis and Penny.
8 on the shot clock. Hand back Harris. Crowded. Tried to get it underneath to Wilkinson. Stolen. Henderson. Timeout. 6.5 seconds.
Good defensive play by Iowa.
The last Iowa timeout after the 21st Wisconsin turnover, most they've had in a game this year.
See the scramble for the ball. Wes Henderson again on the spot like he was when he got the putback and the foul. On the spot there, Davis went up and tried to make a pass at the end. Nowhere to go. You got a lot of options here, but the one option that you want to take away if you're Iowa is you do not allow there to be a rebound. This one, you don't care whether there's a rebound or not. You get the last shot and let the horn go off. Fisher's going to make sure how much time should be left on the clock.
And I think they may put a second and a half, 2 seconds back up here.
Yeah, I would think it's closer to 8. I'm sorry, closer to 10 than it is 8. No, it's closer to, I thought it was 8.5. It ended up at 7. All right, when is the control and the timeout? All right, they've got the ball right away. Recker's calling timeout, but what is it recognized? That's the question.
Yeah, they put 2 seconds back, and it's 8.5 seconds. Iowa must get it in. They don't have a timeout. Luke Recker has been unstoppable, unguardable, 14 consecutive points down the stretch, and 26 for the game, 22 in the second half. So even though Wisconsin knows that's the first place Iowa will look, they've known that throughout the second half. They've not been able to do a thing about it. Among those 8 field goals, 4 have been threes all here in the second half. So after a very slow start, Recker has taken over the offense in the second half. Now, can he win it?
What was your question you kept asking me?
Well, we'll get an answer right here. Recker to
makes this, he'll erase everything that happened this year.
Pulls up from 15.
If it makes this one, he'll erase everything that happened this year. They got a second and a half.
Of the last 19 points Iowa has in this game, Recker has 16 of them, and this one may just put him into the semifinals.
Right here against Harris. Nice job. Just raises up. It just knocks it down. Does a good job. The main thing you have to do is be able to create space. He does and has size. Just hits it on the back of the rim. It goes right through. Boy. Been a heck of, yeah.
All the doubts all year. Tough to remember any of them right now, the way he's played the last 2 days.
Yeah, at this point, Steve Alford has got a little premature celebration, but he has to be pleased. Much rather be in this position than that of Wisconsin having to go the length in 1.4 seconds.
1 timeout still on the board for Wisconsin, but the point is they've got 90 feet and 1.4 seconds to travel. Wills to inbound, guarded by Worley. Throws to midcourt, it's stolen, and it's over. Leslie got the steal. Iowa gets the win.
How about that? They struggle the whole game and find a way. Luke Recker erased a lot of demons with that one.
There is just something about Iowa in the Big Ten tournament. They win their 6th straight tournament game over the last 2 years. They've won only 3 in the regular season in February and March combined the last 2 years, and there was a mix-up on that inbounds pass. Davis went one way, the ball went right to Leslie, and the Hawkeyes head to the locker room celebrating another trip to the semifinals of the Big Ten tournament. Will play Indiana in a rematch of last year's championship game. Tonight's winners, Ohio State, Michigan, Illinois, Minnesota, will play in the other semifinal. Heart-stopping finish in this quarterfinal matchup. Iowa wins it 58-56 over the top seed. Next up, real classics behind the scenes of a season on the brink. For Quinn Buckner, Dave Barnett. So long from Indianapolis.
All right, Dave, thank you very much. So a big upset in the Big Ten. Iowa won the conference tournament a year ago, and they pull off the upset of the #1 seeded Wisconsin Badgers. Luke Recker just phenomenal, particularly in the second half. The other upset so far today. If you haven't seen this, SEC LSU shocking Georgia 78-76. Georgia, the #1 seed from the East. Second straight year LSU defeats Georgia in the SEC tourney as Antonio Hudson for LSU, 23 points. He's averaging 23.5 in his first 2 games of the tourney. Back now to Quinn Buckner as Iowa sneaks past Wisconsin by 2, 58-56.
All right, thank you very much. I'm here with 2 guys. You got to be stunned. Hold on, Luke. I'm going to talk to your coach. Now, Steve, you got to tell me, this game you came out, I didn't think you played quite as well early as you did late in this game like you did yesterday. You pulled it out, though.
Well, they run that sagging defense. It almost looks like a zone. I think our guys struggled with that because Purdue got up in us, and that affected how we read our cuts. And we just hung in there. You know, we made some crucial turnovers, but from 2-minute mark down, we hung in, and I told the team at a timeout, got a minute to go. We're going to get 2 possessions. They're going to get 1. Let's score on both of ours, stop theirs, and that's what happened. And this guy here, he's had a heck of a season. Having to endure a lot of things, Quinn, and he's really come up big here late in the year.
You got to play against your alma mater. What do you think?
Well, that's not easy because I think they're as good as anybody in our league, Quinn. Mike's done a tremendous job, and they got the best player in the league in Jeffrey, so it's a tough matchup, but we're glad we're in the semis with them.
All right, well, go talk to your team. Let me talk to your star here, Luke. It was looking bad there. You were struggling. I thought they played you pretty well, but after the timeout, it looked like Coach Alford said, hey, you got to turn it up. This is your last chance for the NCAA.
Yeah, most definitely. At halftime on the board, he wrote NCAA or NIT. You guys choose. And we knew Wisconsin was going to come out